good morning and welcome back to the channel. I said in my last video that it was probably the last video with the car. Well, this one definitely is, because this morning I am heading from West Lothian over here on the south bank of the Firth of Forth, across just beyond the bridges over there in the distance to Dunfermline, where West End Skoda have one of their dealerships, because they have made me an offer I can't refuse. If you saw my recent video with the Enyaq 85 Coupe, driving it down to Stafford and back, well, that car's now 6 months old, and Stuart at West End is allowed to sell it. They have to buy the car to keep them for 6 months, and 6 months are up, and we had a chat. I loved that car, obviously. We've come to a deal. This morning I've taken this one over, and I'll then swap the car, and from now on I'll have an Enyaq Coupe. Things I'll miss about this car, though, I still say I really love this lounge interior. Grey with the light grey headlining really make it a very nice place to be. Everyone, I had a colleague in the car yesterday and he stroked the dashboard. He always does. Just likes the Alcantara on the dash. And it's a very comfortable cabin. Very, very pleasant place to be. Oh, and of course, I really am going to miss the head-up display. I've tried to capture this before, never really done it much justice. So let's see. You can almost see it there. Obviously, it's quite light this morning, but you can just make it out. Trust me, it looks very small in the camera, but it is much, much bigger when you actually see it in real life. I'm not sure why the camera makes it look so small. I am zoomed right in there, but I really will miss that feature. There you have it then. Now you know. It's an Enyaq 85 edition coupe in blue, so Enyaq Gorm, blue Enyaq, can stay as the channel name. Don't have to change that. And hopefully many more videos to come. In terms of how much it's cost me to do this, I'm not going to share the exact figures. Obviously, that's between me and Stuart at West End Garage. What I can say is that the car has lost over 3 years 50% of its purchase price. Obviously, the moment you drive out the showroom, you lose the VAT, so that's 20% gone straight away. So 50% over 3 years is about average for most cars. There's a lot of chat in the press about horrendous depreciation on EVs. I don't think I find that to be the case at all. Certainly not on the Enyaq. And when I compare, I did look at leasing when I bought the car, or before I bought the car, wondering if technology evolving quickly meant it was more sensible just to lease the car. And when I think back about how much it was going to cost me to lease on a monthly basis, I would have actually spent £1,800 more by leasing rather than buying. So I'm quite happy. If I could have sold this privately, then I would probably have made a couple of £1,000 more. But to be honest, I've not had the time, and it's a lot easier just to do it this way. So I just empty the car out of things like the dash cam and all my stuff that you have lying around in your car, take it over to Dunfermline this morning and pick up a brand new car. Well, 6-month-old car. And obviously, I then save by buying a pre-registered car, a 6-month-old car. I save that massive hit in depreciation that you would get if you bought the car brand new. So yeah, overall, very happy. And I'll do some filming of the new car when I pick it up in around about half an hour's time. So the deed is done, and here is the new Enyaq Gorm. It is the 85 Coupe, the 85 edition, and it is absolutely fantastic. Really good. Like I say, I'm going to miss the head-up display. The interior isn't the lovely grey, but it is a very nice interior nonetheless, so I'm very pleased. And whoever gets the old car from West End in Dunfermline will have a cracking car. It was doing 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour on the way over here, and it arrived here with 4.1 average. So cracking car, and be a great buy for someone. So if you're looking for a 3-year-old Enyaq, come and check out Dunfermline. In the meantime, I've got to get back to work, and I will do some more videos very soon. Okay, I've had the car for 24 hours now, so overall very, very pleased with it. There's a few little things I need to try and work out how they're configured slightly differently. One thing I have found is, if you remember when I had the car on test and it wasn't preconditioning the battery on the way to rapid chargers or ultra rapid chargers, I've discovered there's an option in the menu which wasn't ticked, and that will allow the car now to precondition when it's on its way to ultra rapid chargers. So that is something that obviously would have been different had I known about that when it was on test. Otherwise, I'm just having to get to grips with how to configure the screen, especially when in the native Goda apps. It's a more modern interface. It's clearer, but it's also there's some things that aren't as good. For instance, I used to have a really easy shortcut. I could just swipe down from the top of the screen, turn on the air conditioning or turn off the air conditioning. There's no way I can find to do that now. It's just not a shortcut that I can make available. So what you have to do is hit the climate button, bring it up, then turn off the aircon. It's fine, but it was a lot easier on the old. Obviously, I've not done any big trips with it yet. This new widget here is actually quite good. I like this, because unlike the old system where you just had the driving data since start, since charge, and long term, now you've also got a widget for trip information. So I could reset this before I was doing a long drive, for example, and that would then give me that ready access to that information. As it is, it's set up the way it's been since the car was new 6 months ago. In terms of the efficiency, just pottering around here locally, it's showing as 4.4. It was 4.6, but I've been sitting here messing around configuring the screens, and obviously it's using power while we're doing that. But it was 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good just for pottering around on little local trips. I've done a run 6 miles to here. This is very much not a downhill route. It's kind of up and downhill, but we're definitely higher up than where I started. So we'll see how it looks when I get back down to my home. Right, back in Livingston, and it was showing 4.9 miles per kilowatt hour. It's now showing 4.2 because it was a little bit of a climb uphill. Anyway, more than acceptable, and quite happy with that performance. Obviously, it would drop on a longer trip, but for now, I'm satisfied that the 85's not really much different from what I was getting in the 60, which is good.